Nothing like last minute.
Hey everybody, we're getting started here right now. Wanted to let you know that just got a new computer and have everything set up on it now. So I think we're good now, right?
Yeah, we're good to go, Gary. Let's go ahead and get started since we're starting a couple minutes late here.
So why don't you head on over to the chat section. Let us know if you have our audio and if everything looks good.
Yep.
And Chris is about to share his screen because, oh, yay, they can hear us. Thank you, Kelly. So we're going to get started in about 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Is that?
We're up and running, Gary.
Is that a word? 2 shakes of a lamb's tail?
Okay, let's do this.
All right. Well, welcome to today's live broadcast from Austin, Texas. My name is Gary.
And I'm Chris, and we're here to talk about video marketing. I'm excited about this presentation because, Gary, there's an important step that before we get going, I wanted to share with everybody, and it's 1 billion hours a day.
There are not a billion hours in a day, Chris.
I know. Do you guys know what this statistic or what this information represents? 1 billion hours a day. This represents the number of hours of video watched on just one of the video platforms available, which is actually YouTube. So every day, 1 billion hours of video.
You only nailed it, YouTube.
That's right. Here's the thing. That is more than Netflix and Facebook combined. Just think about that. Here, it's 40 Super Bowls every day. It's the size of having 40 Super Bowls every single day. That's how much video is being watched. So as we get started today, what I'd like to do, because this is the first time we've ever trained on this topic, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous because we've not talked about this. We do a tremendous amount of online video, but we've never actually ventured into sharing this topic with anybody. So if you could do us a huge favor and just using that chat feature, let us know, what would you like to take away from today's session? What do you want to learn? What would you want to know? And I'm going to do the best that we can to tailor everything that we share with you guys. While you're doing that, we're going to go ahead and take a moment to introduce who we are. This is Gary Kreth. He's a sales and business development expert. He's got 21 years of top producing real estate sales experience. In fact, at the height and peak of his career, he was going on 6 listing appointments every single week. He was on just a listing appointment, day before yesterday. We were previewing properties yesterday. So he's in it. He's constantly working and selling real estate. Gary was featured by Apple Computer. He's a commercial and residential investor and real estate tech investor and advisor. And Gary is also a professional public speaker and does a tremendous amount of online video. So we've got a lot to learn from him in real estate specifically, because Gary is the one who really, he's in charge when it comes to the quality of the video that we do to represent our real estate business. Gary's really in charge of that. I do a lot of the activity, but he's the one who says, that's what we want to do.
And yet this man, I couldn't do what I do without him, because he is, I'm going to take that word from you, the quintessential digital marketing expert. Chris has been helping realtors and brokers in the United States and Canada for the past 19 years market and brand themselves and market and brand their listings to generate more leads. And in fact, you were the head of the consumer marketing division for Brian Buffini for 11 years. And more recently, you ran the sales and marketing divisions for a 2-time Inc. 500 winning company. That is a huge accomplishment. And now he's here running Paperless Agent with me and my business partner in our real estate firm, helping manage pages with over 250,000 fans and generating over 6,000 leads a month for our different companies. So that's who this guy is. And he has more recently really become a YouTube marketing expert.
Well, here's the thing. Here's why we're going to share what we share is between the two of us, we've together logged several thousand hours of video presentations over the last half decade. So that's what the body of knowledge that we're going to be sharing with you today is based off of doing online presentations on average twice a week, right? So we've got a lot to share with you today. Now, a stat that I also wanted to share with everybody is the relevance of video and using video in representing in our real estate businesses, and in all businesses for that matter, is that 90% of customers say, this is according to Forbes, right? So Forbes found that 90% of customers say watching video helps them make buying decisions. Get that. 90% of us, 9 out of 10 people, and I would imagine the other 10% They must not have video.
They don't. Well, they don't know what the internet is. I
They
guess.
haven't-
I don't know.
They're not on the internet. So the fact is, video can have really can do a lot of things in our real estate business. I mean, I think the first thing is obvious, right? It can help us market real estate.
Absolutely. In fact, yesterday I was out with one of our real estate agent partners, and we were shooting videos at 2 listings together.
That's
That we're using that to promote our listings, to promote our open houses, and different projects like builder projects or development projects and neighborhoods.
Yep. And educating clients and prospects is a major one, right? Being able to educate our clients, educate our prospects, in a lot of ways, educate them about who we are and the value that we can provide before they even meet us.
Yes.
Oftentimes, right? Because
Yep.
if our clients are seeing this, it's a tool to refer us with.
Well, we can talk about that in a little bit, about how we're using that video to educate our clients, to where when we show up for listing appointments, they open the door, they're like, hey, you're almost like a celebrity. I feel like I already know you.
Yeah. And there's a lot of value in that. I'll explain that in just a little bit. There's a concept called omnipresent marketing, of being all places at all times. Online video allows you to do that, and then finding new clients. I wanted to give everybody, 3 concrete examples of how we're using video. Now, this is not the only 3 ways we're using video,
Right.
so, but I just wanted to share 3 concrete ones that you guys could identify with, and then we're going to take a really deep dive into the one of these 3 for you guys today.
Can you get rid of that?
Oh, sorry.
I don't know how to do that on the
I think
shortcut.
you have to do this. Okay.
There you go. Perfect. I hope that helps everybody there. Kind of make the screen a little bit larger.
Before I get into those 3, what are some of the things that people wanted to learn
Elise
today?
says, do I hire a videographer or do I do it myself? We're going to talk about that.
Yes. So we're going to share with you a lot of the things that you can do yourself,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to show you examples of things that you would consider hiring a videographer for. For
Gloria,
us, sorry, go ahead.
Well, Gloria said, tips to make a short and effective video.
Yep.
Gustavo, we were just talking about this. He says, I think I'm not very good at video. What can I do to overcome my fears? We're going to talk about that.
Oh man, that's such a big one, because people usually associate producing video with public speaking. And in fact, there's a lot of correlation to the skills, but we're going to talk about how you can overcome that quite easily.
Kelly says, what video software to use? John says, what programs to use?
Mm-hmm.
How do I set up the video on YouTube to market property? That's a big one, Noreen.
Oh, yeah.
Christine says, is it worth to do Facebook Live? We'll talk a little bit about like the best places to do videos. So, and then Yoni says, how do I attract clients with video?
All right, excellent. Well, I think I'm going to be able to answer most of those questions through the information that we've prepared.
But if we don't, keep your questions coming, because
Yeah.
we're going to get to Q&A after that. And so this is what's going to happen today. For the next 50 minutes or so, we're going to really train and educate on exactly what you're here to learn. And then we're going to talk about additional tools and resources, and including some like hardware tools and resources that you can use. And then we're going to get to 30 minutes of Q&A. So as we go through this, it's going to be rapid fire. We want you to take notes, but also we want you to participate by asking a lot of questions in the chat section.
And just do me one big favor. Remember, this is the first time we're presenting this information ever. And so we're going to be feeling our way through the best way to share this with you guys. So, we're people too. So don't beat us up too much online here. Because
and Scott says, I guess this is a recording of a previous webinar. Nope.
No, Scott, we're here. I guess, I don't know why you would suggest that, Scott, but this is live. Today is, I don't know what today is, but it's about 11:15 right now, 11:13 or something like that. And so we're here, Lucky, and I'm going to share with you the first of the 3 ways that we're using video. And that one is property tours.
Yes.
I think the best way, I don't know if you got, I wasn't going to share the links, but I'm going to share the links with everybody, just because. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to share these links in the chat section, but do me a favor. Don't
go to them yet.
Well, you could go to them, but open up a different browser so you don't leave us here and be like, oh no, they're gone. So I think most of these can even be found on our website channel. So I'm going to pop this up for a second. I'm going to go over here to the chat, and I'm going to drop this link here for everybody. And then I'm going to go back. So property tours, this is something that we were just shooting yesterday.
Yeah.
Here's an example. Probably this is the most common one, right, that we're familiar with.
Yeah, the most common that we see is where you'll hire a professional videographer to go in. They'll shoot the video, sometimes use drone, and then get you that professional video to market. And
in that case, I forget who asked it, but that would be a case where you would use professional, like a a video person, right? A pro to do it. And we hire pros to do these types of videos. We have a lot of listings that are on the higher end of the price scale. And so we want to make sure that they're really well represented. But that's not the only kind of video that we have out there that we produce. In fact, yesterday we were shooting what we refer to as walking tours. And walking tours, I believe, are super effective because you're able to share not only the property, but your expertise and your knowledge about that property.
And that's what people want. So that's why they hire realtors. Why buyers and sellers hire realtors is not because of the information and the data we give them. It's because of our interpretations of that, including our interpretations of a property.
So here's one that Gary shot just the other day for one of our listings. And I literally
grabbed my selfie stick right here. I literally grabbed this. I grabbed my AirPods, as you can see in my ears there, because I didn't have all my equipment with me because I just showed up to this house and I'm like, oh, I got to shoot one. So at least I had this. It's a little bit shaky, but it's still effective.
Well, it gives somebody an insider's view more. When you do a walking tour, the viewer gets more than they can, more qualitative information than they can from just watching videos without you sharing your expertise or just looking at photos on the landing page for that site. So you're able to bring a whole new dynamic. In case this walking tour, if you guys follow that, if you end up going and watching that one, you're going to find that we're sharing. It's an investment, like it's a renovator's dream. And that requires a little bit of explanation because it's a renovator's dream, but it's still on the higher end of the price range because of the location. So you're able to share that type of qualitative information while at the same time building up your personal identity, which you can do most effectively with what we refer to as expert positioning videos.
Now, there are a lot of different ways that you can use expert positioning videos. As Chris puts this link in the chat for you, a lot of what Chris and I like to do is educate buyers and sellers about a lot of different things. One of them could be on what's going on in the market. What are the recent stats going on? What are the market statistics? We even love to educate them on what happened, like what are the top 10 pitfalls to avoid when buying or selling a house?
We've even done funny things like our corner lot's better. I mean, so think of an expert positioning video as you just sharing your expertise on real estate. And we're going to take a deep dive into the expert positioning videos. And here's why is that through going in a great amount of detail on the expert positioning videos, you're going to learn an awful lot about how do I produce a video, how do I publish a video, how do I edit a video, so on and so forth, that you can use to make decisions on whether you want to do property tours like we shared with you, or if you wanted to do walking tours. But this one in particular, I feel like is a good one for us to really spend some time working through. Now there are, and here's why. There's a lot of benefit to doing expert positioning videos that go beyond doing a traditional property tour, although that's also important, right? But one of them is that expert positioning videos where we share our expertise builds trust.
Oh, and that is the key word here, because the number one reason people are going to hire you versus somebody else is they trust you to take care of them and their real estate concerns more than anybody else. So if you can build that trust by demonstrating your competence as an expert in real estate, all of a sudden it's like, oh, I trust that person because they know what they're talking about.
Well, here's another big one, is it builds affinity. What do I mean by affinity is that they will start to like you the more they watch your video. Robert Cialdini, in his book Influence, found that people are more likely to buy from or trust people that they like. And one of the ways that they get to like you is to spending time with you. Well, watching your videos is like spending time with you before they even get to meet you, oftentimes is the case. Another thing that it does is it promotes identity. And then also, if you're using certain tools, you can get into new audiences. You can add people to your database through this process and add people into your sphere of influence. So with that, Gary, let's just dive into the nitty gritty here on how do we create an expert positioning video. And what I wanted to do first and foremost is relay to everybody that you can do this. This is not hard. I'm going to show you that with ease, and it's not expensive.
Not anymore. Boy, it used to be. It used to cost thousands and thousands. Now, for less than $100.
No, you can get up and running with everything that you're going to need. And I'm going to give you the equipment here, the equipment list in just a second, but you can get up and running for less than $100, right? And which is important because all of like the media, the online media authorities, right?
Mhm.
Like the people who do research on, online media and traditional media, everyone is making the prediction about how video is where media consumption on a personal level on social media and everything is that we become greater and greater consumers of media, as evidenced by the stats that I shared with you earlier on. So to gain this skill set is going to be to take a little bit of time to acquire this skill set, because like I said, it is not difficult. I mean, trust me, if I can do it, and I know because I never did any kind of video stuff before Gary and I started working together, so I know that if I can do it, and I'm not a professional speaking kind of person, I'm not a professional video kind of person, that you can do it as well. So the first thing that's really important that we have is good lighting.
Good lighting is critical because have you ever watched a video that's really, really dark and you're like, I can't really see what's going on there?
But the lighting, and why you want to buy some just a good lighting kit, is it is the difference between looking professional and looking the other opposite.
Yeah.
The opposite.
Well, and if this is all about your identity and building trust,
Mhm.
you need them to trust that you're going to take care of them when you're marketing their listings too.
I mean, you guys have all seen videos, I'm sure, where it's a little bit dark, it's a little bit grainy, and spending $28 would fix that. This lighting solution is only $28 on Amazon right now. It's the newer video lighting. Like you can maybe get one or two of them depending on how well you want to light up a room and light yourself up in the room. But you can look professional just by applying a little bit of lighting. So write that one down. That's something that you want to pick up.
How do you mount it?
Well, then I would suggest like a mounting tripod thingy here. That's a professional term.
$18. These things are so affordable now. These used to be hundreds of dollars. Everything is much more affordable. $18, you're going to buy a tripod for your light kit.
Yep. So this way you can, you could buy two, right? You could have two lights, 1, 2, and then two of those tripods, and then you can make that movable. Maybe you're going to do videos in your home office. Maybe you're going to do them at the office at work. Maybe you're going to use a conference room, right? Whatever you're going to do now, you can just you can probably get away with just one if it's just you presenting. We usually have a couple of them because it's two of us, but you could probably get away in most cases with just one.
Yoni says Neewer is killing it these days. Their affordability, man, it's like the Walmart of lighting kits.
Yeah, but high quality. I mean, these are not like one, I can only use it once. I mean, you get this and you'll be able to continue to use it. Another important thing that we need to have is good audio.
It's not just important, Chris. This is critical.
Yeah, people they might be more tolerant of the video being grainy and not as bright, but if they can't hear what you're saying, that becomes a problem.
Absolutely. So getting a lavalier lapel microphone, omnidirectional condenser microphone. Try saying that 3 times easy.
It's $12 for a mic that plugs into your phone. I mean, that's the great thing about this.
I can't. You know what's embarrassing is about 3 years ago, a really good one of these was $150, and now it's $12.
It's literally $12. You plug this in, and here's what we're saying is that you don't need expensive camera equipment. You can do this with your freaking phone, right? And that's actually a lot of what we were doing yesterday.
Albert just says, just totally verified everything. I've been using my Neewer lights for over 5 years for professional shoots.
Excellent. So getting that now, I do have an option. If you buy this next thing, it will push your budget a little bit higher, over $100, because the mic itself is $129.
Yep.
We have one of these laying around the office here
somewhere.
I use this for when we're doing video, when I'm doing video presentation in the office, and I like to have just this mic. The reason why I like this one is I have a higher pitched voice, and when I get down on this guy, I sound like I have like a Barry White voice. It really makes the video sound so much better when I'm just doing with that, but that's just personal preference. All the other mics also work just as effectively.
Yeah.
So, but I have a personal preference for using this one. But yes, you can totally get away with just using a nice lavalier mic for $12. You got the tripod for $18 and a good lighting kit here for $28. Now, there's one more piece of equipment that you'll need, and it is a tripod for your phone, right? So that you'll be able to place that in different places and have it steady.
What I love about these is that you can wrap them around like you could even wrap this around the tripod.
Yeah, I mean, you can put it anywhere pretty much, and it's $7. Now we have another one. You have a different one that you're using, right?
We do. So
for the is that a tripod as well?
Oh, this one is not. So this one, this selfie stick also is a tripod. So I'm able to use that too.
What's this? This is the Vava with the set you back.
Yeah, that one was, I think, 50 or 60 bucks.
Nice. So this is a nice high quality one.
Yeah.
But again, we're looking at being able to have all the equipment that we need for not really breaking the bank. So once you acquire the equipment, and here's the thing, if you're just getting started and you're not ready to drop the $100, you could get away with just practicing holding your phone or setting it up against somewhere so that you can get it done. But I wanted to move on to the perfect shot.
Yep.
So once you have the equipment, before
now you have to actually learn about how to set it up.
Well, here's the mistake a lot of people make is that we get the equipment and then we jump into recording.
Yep.
And what a pro does, and I actually learned this from a pro because I didn't know this. And our video guy, his name is Jarrett. He's a pro, and I sat down with him and I was like, "How do you do this?" And he walked me through step by step. This is how you. I didn't even know this is a thing, but he said, "Oh, you want to learn about shot composition?" I was like, "Is that what I want to learn about?" He's like, "Yes, that's what you want to learn about." I was like, "So basically, is shot composition being able to create the perfect shot?" And he said, "Yes." And so what we're going to look at here over the next few slides is how do you set it up that the video that you're going to produce looks good. So let's say you're going to do a stand and deliver. Remember, we're doing this in the context of doing an expert positioning video. So you might be standing. You might be sitting like we are at this desk right now. It might be more comfortable for you to do if you're sitting. So for doing this type of shot, you can see that you want to make sure that you're centered in the frame, right? Like that's a simple thing to pay attention to, that when you have your tripod set up and you've got your lighting, is make sure you're sitting in the middle of the screen. So you're trying to give balance. A lot of this has to do with balance. So Jarrett gave me a few tips to share with everybody. He said, make sure the background of your shot is clean and organized. So this is at my house.
Yep.
I had to go through and just, if you were to look on the other end, you would see kids' toys, and blankets, but just within I even moved the TV off the back. Just within the shot, I just made it really clean. I got rid of everything, so there was no stuff, you know.
Well, and this is all part of building trust, because if people see the true chaos of your life behind you, they're like,
it makes for the quality of the shot not as good as if you just clean it out. Make it simple. If you can't clean, then get really close to a wall or something, right? So that you have a clean background. You're going to want to make sure that there aren't any, lots of shadows going on and stuff like that, because it's distracting for a viewer. It ends up being distraction. So another thing to consider is shot angle. Now, I want to point something out. So this might look like look at that photograph on there. So if you were to see my setup, it would probably surprise you. This is the setup that I had to get that shot. I literally got like this cubby thing. It's sitting on top of a baking sheet. I've got a few books with my laptop on it. Like you can see the lighting kit in the background there.
The beauty is the viewer of the video only sees
this. Right? They only see and hear what's within that shot. I think that's so funny to be able to point out, like, hey, it doesn't matter what's going on, just clean up what's in the shot. Last thing is to consider shot angle. So position yourself in the center of the frame, allowing for good headroom between the top of your head and the top of the frame. If possible, have that camera angled down a little bit.
And this is important for a lot of different reasons. But
well, just think of it. Those of us who are good at selfies, you always do a little bit up and down. It's just a better angle.
Well, it gets rid of my double chins.
Yeah, for me, my quadruple chin. Plus the beard does that too, but okay. Because that is if it's angled down, it's just gonna look better, right? Sort of aesthetically.
And that's a pro tip right there. That's a pro tip.
Than having it shooting up or even straight on. So keep in mind that perfect shot doesn't matter what everything else is going on, which is in my kitchen/living room area with stacked on.
But you see the tripod with the light back behind the camera.
Yep, you can see it towards the back. That's the lighting. Single tripod, single light. And then I'm just using my phone there to shoot this video. And you see the little tripod that the phone is sitting on. All right. So another tip is lighting.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about using professional lighting, but here it's important to balance the light.
Yeah.
Right. So you can see in the example, that's Jarrett, nice handsome young man there. You can see the difference between unbalanced light versus balanced light.
Now, I mean, I would say the unbalanced light there, it's not bad. But boy, you put it side by side with balanced light, it's like that's a big difference. So having that lighting set up, by the way, that this light that Chris is recommending, it has an adjustment for brightness. So you know, you could have it really close to you and turn the brightness down, or you can move it further away, turn the brightness up. It doesn't really matter. The critical key here is making sure that you have balanced
And
light.
the other thing to do is just to move it around, like have the camera open while you're doing this and move that light around until you see that it's balanced. But here's the thing, you got a couple of tips here. One is pay attention to just the frame that's in the camera, clean that out, make it simple, be centered. And then another one is just look at the lighting. Am I balanced? Is the lighting balanced or is it not? So you can fix those two little things, and now all of a sudden the quality of the video is going to look so much more professional.
Yep.
Now, I'm taking a lot of these things that I'm sharing with you are gonna, later on during today's presentation, I'm gonna share with everybody how they can take the next step with this. We have a program called YouTube Marketing for Real Estate. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but I just wanted to let you know that we do provide training on video marketing through this product and program that we'll talk about more later on during the presentation. All right, so I wanted to give everybody, now that we talked about the equipment that you need, and how to prepare for the shot that you're going to take, right? The video, the shot composition, as the professional term is. The next thing I want to give everybody is a speaking template for your expert videos, because this could get a lot of people are concerned about this idea of speaking to a camera.
Well, so, and here's a prime example, is yesterday we actually went out with my brother, who's a realtor. We have a team, and he had 2 listings that we wanted to shoot video of.
Yep.
And so
we're going to do a walking tour. So it's basically we're going to walk through, and he's going to talk about the listing.
And he says, I've never been on film before, never been on camera. I'm nervous. I'm going to be terrible. And the thing is, was he terrible?
No, he was great.
But after the shoot, he texted me, he said, I'm so embarrassed. I was horrible on that. And I'm like, dude, you were great. So that's the whole thing, is like, if you have a template or somebody to share with you a template of, and that's what we gave him, is here's the template of what we want you to talk about.
So I'm going to give you guys a couple of different things. First, before I give I have a super simple speaking template that you can use for doing expert videos, but I wanted to give everybody some tried and true public speaking tips for online video.
Yeah.
I borrowed these and I extracted these from Dale Carnegie. You know Dale Carnegie, right? How to Win Friends and Influence People. He also authored a book called The Quick and Easy Way to Effective Speaking. And so there's just
that might be a good book for you to pick up on Amazon.
And so what I did is I went through that book and I tried to find things that were most relevant for speaking on online video that are also true of speaking in person or in a public arena. And I got 4 simple tips here.
Okay.
The first one is just talk about one thing.
This is huge, because I think when we start talking, have you ever spoken with somebody who starts talking about one thing and then their brain goes over here and they never come back to the main point?
Yeah, Gary, I was just thinking about it. I might be playing baseball later on this afternoon, and wouldn't a good Nathan's hot dog go? Oh, wait a minute, here we are. Yeah, no, that totally can happen. So and the more points you introduce to your talk, guess what? The more likely you're going to get sidetracked. But if you just have one point that you want to make, if I'm just going to make this one point, then you can speak to that point and bring yourself back, because it's only one thing to keep coming back to. And even if you go on a tangent, it's like, oh, I just got to make sure I make this one point.
Absolutely. You can always come back.
Next thing is to select a point, talk about something that you really know, right? So you've either experienced it, you study it. We're talking about real estate. So pick a subject within real estate or a topic within real estate that you're very comfortable with, right?
And like Chris was talking about, is one of the great ways to do that is to choose some statistics that your board releases and talk about those stats for your region.
This is a big one. Let me share with you why. It is so much easier to talk about something that you know, something that you know through real experience, than venture into topics where you don't have that personal experience and study. You're going to find that you won't know what to say. If you don't know what you're talking about, you just won't know what to say.
Yeah, and here's a prime example. I've been selling real estate for 21 years. If you said, Gary, I'm going to interview you all about short sales, I would tell you, Chris, not once in 21 years have I ever performed a short sale. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So you wouldn't even be able to give the advice on what to say on the video, because it's not something
and then I'd look like an idiot. But if you come to me and say, Gary, let's talk about luxury homes in the Austin area, I'm like, dude, I got this.
Yeah, he'd be talking all day long. And like, oh, let me tell you about this house. Let me tell you about this one. And look at this one we got over here. And yeah, and So speaking about what you know is going to reduce the I don't know what to say factor. You know what I mean? If
Yep.
you know it, then you'll have more to talk about. Now, the other thing is to set a mood of excitement when you're doing video.
Absolutely. This is critical because that mood absolutely exudes from you and is conveyed through the camera. So as you can tell, we're super excited to talk about video.
I'm drinking my honest tea. I'm fired
You got your
up.
Chuck Norris
I got
Sea-Force
my
water.
Chuck Norris water here to keep me like pumped. But being in that mood is going to make you resonate to the viewer so much
and
more.
It draws them in.
Yep.
And you know what else that does? Is it makes them watch the entire video, or at least a lot longer.
It really boosts the engagement. I mean,
yeah.
we've all seen or heard presentations where, you know, the speaker gets up and they have their notes in front of them and they're like, today we're going to talk about the rights of transfership of property from, and you're like, what the heck did I just get myself into? Versus someone who is talking about the exact same thing, but can tell it with a level of excitement that is somewhat contagious, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you might have to consciously throw yourself into a mood of excitement, especially when you're just getting started with video.
Yeah.
Because you might feel like, am I overdoing it? And I'm going to share that if you just share your natural enthusiasm and decide and make that choice to share it, it's going to come through on your videos and be so much more engaging. And then when you go watch it after the fact, you'll be like, yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Exactly. You know what I like to do? I like to pretend that one of my clients is in front of me, and they're asking me the questions like, Gary, why would I buy this house? Man, let me show you what's really exciting about this house. Come on this way. This house is sitting on over half an acre in this neighborhood with a city view. And this is, you know, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, tell me more.
Well, it really leads to the next one, which is to be eager to speak about your topic. Now, you might say, wasn't that the same thing as being excited about it? And it's not, because you might have enthusiasm for real estate or a specific topic within real estate. But here's the thing, you may not be the evangelist yet, right? Imagine what you're trying to do is to be willing to walk up to somebody in, let's say, a mixer and say, hey, you know what? There's a really exciting thing going on in Austin right now. I mean, that's the kind of energy and eagerness that you want to bring forth, not when you're just speaking to a group of people, but when you're speaking to the camera. Now, I mentioned I was going to give everybody a speaking template.
Yes.
So one of the easiest speaking templates that you could use is the template where you answer a question.
I love this because, and so here's what I love to do. And you and I sit together and say, okay, what are typical questions clients would ask you? If you think about and document questions that clients would ask you, or imagine if you go to a happy hour and people know you're in real estate, what are the questions that they ask you? They're like, hey, what's going on in the market?
Right. Hey, I'm thinking of selling my home in the future.
Is now a good time to sell?
Is it now a good time to sell it? What should I do to get my home ready for sale?
Exactly.
Right. So the speaking template is the underlying part that you would modify. This is your name from your firm, and I'm here to answer the question, and then say the question, and then answer the question. Right. And so that is a speaking template that if you create questions that you are already receiving, that you maybe even have already like given this advice to somebody, then it'll be natural for you. You'll be talking about what you know about, and then you insert that enthusiasm and you're speaking to something that you know, and it's going to come forth. Right. And you can, there's an unlimited number of these. Just think of, all right, the last couple of clients that you worked with, what were some of the common questions that kept coming up?
Absolutely.
All right. I have some tips for recording here, because once you've got all the stuff ready and you're ready to speak, I have just a few actual like recording tips when you're recording.
These are tips that I didn't even know. Because I saw this slide and I'm like,
what's he talking about? What is that? So one of the tips to help you look at the camera lens, if you're using your phone, you might not be able to see the camera lens all that well. So you can put a little piece of tape or a little, like I have that you see that little yellow piece of tape on my phone? That's right below where the camera lens is.
Yeah.
And so what happens is oftentimes if you're talking to the camera, you might forget to look at the lens. And that's another tip.
Well, that's the other thing is people look at themselves in the screen, and that's not where you want to be looking.
No, because then it looks like you're looking away from the person. And part of that affinity being developed is you looking at them in the eye. And for you to look at them in the eye is to look at the actual lens. Now, I find putting a little piece of tape there is helpful because I'll forget to look at the lens. What happens is you get in the mode and you're excited and you're talking and you forget to look at the lens because you're looking everywhere but there, and that little piece of tape reminds you like, oh, I gotta look at the lens.
Yeah.
So it brings you back even if you forget for a while. And that's okay. It's okay if you veer off. It's not like you gotta just stare hardcore into the lens and freak people out. I think studies show you don't want to stare at somebody in the eyes for more than 3 or 4 seconds at the time. So only a few seconds if it brings you back. Another thing is to practice what you're going to say.
Yes. So yeah, just picking up a camera and starting talking.
Bad.
You're just going to jammer on, and then all of a sudden, here's the issue: is post-production or editing that video will take forever.
Yeah, and here's the thing: it won't come across as being natural. If it's too choppy, it really undermines what the points you're trying to make, which is to communicate your expertise. And so I have a little system that I like to use.
I love this. And 3 times.
First thing is I like to gather some notes. Right? It doesn't mean I rarely write out an entire presentation. Sometimes I have been known to do that, but rather I like to prepare my notes on what I want to talk about. Usually the notes that I prepare is way too much. If I actually covered all of my notes that I want to talk about, a 3-minute video will turn into 30 minutes, okay? So I always create notes and then I read through them, and I will actually read through the notes. If I'm practicing for a video, like I want to, not like a teaching session like this, but I'm actually shooting a video, I will essentially read through my notes on video and watch that. Like, okay, how did that sound? How does what I'm saying resonate? And I'll make some notes. But the second time, so 3 times I record. First time, just reading through the notes that I have. The second time, I want to synthesize those notes, right? I want to make sure that I'm just hitting on the bullet points, because I'm going to let my mind at that point really take over with the enthusiasm and excitement and my knowledge about that topic. So I can then just synthesize it and I'll record it again. And here's the thing, I will watch it. If you watch yourself on video, you will self-correct. Yes. You'll say, I don't like the fact that I was saying, and you'll fix that. You'll say, oh, I wasn't really looking at my piece of tape. I'm going to fix that. Right. Or you might say, I got to change a little bit of what I'm talking about. I kind of went off on a tangent there about chasing rabbits, and I need to fix that. So the third time is usually the charm, right? You just shoot it one more time. And if you're doing a 2-3 minute video, yeah, that means it might take you 10 minutes. The whole process might take you 10 minutes to do it. Okay. With that, let's talk about some pretty cool tools.
Yeah. Right? So that's what video to record, how to record them. Now let's talk about placement.
Well, ultimately it comes down to, where am I going to put this stuff? Where does this stuff live? Now, I could just put it on my website, but the fact of the matter is, if I just put it on my website, or I just put it, I don't know, on social media, it's not going to benefit from the audience that exists within tools like YouTube, or even on Facebook for that matter. So I wanted to talk specifically about posting videos, taking these videos and posting them on YouTube, on your own YouTube channel. And I'm going to integrate that with some video SEO discussion, because what is video SEO? Basically, it's similar to the way how Google works. It's just making it easier for people, if they're searching on YouTube, to find you and what you're talking about on YouTube. So after we talk about that, we're going to talk a little bit about some publishing details, like little tricks you want to make sure. And then we're going to talk about putting gas on your videos and really making them get a lot of reach. So one of the things to point out with what I'm going to refer to as video SEO is that YouTube's algorithm, if you could call it that, for determining SEO, video SEO, how to find videos online, is super simple.
I like that, because a lot of SEO is so complicated.
It is. And that is different than deciding which videos it's going to show you. That's super complicated. But if someone goes to YouTube and searches something, it's super simple.
So take us through. You have 3 different boxes highlighted here. Can you take us through them?
Yes. So the top box, so when you go to post a video, you're going to see that below the video, you can have a title, and a description, and then off to the side, who can see the video.
Got it.
Okay. So the first thing is, the title is important, because YouTube, when people search YouTube, it's going to base whether or not your video is about what's being searched for, if what's being searched for is in the video title. And then it's going to look at the video description, and it's going to look for, are the keywords that were searched for in YouTube. So let's say someone says, happens to search for get home ready for sale.
Okay.
All right. How do I get my home ready for sale? If they search for that in YouTube, if that needs to be in the title, and then that needs to be in the description. And it's as simple as that, right? Like, quite frankly, you can sort of reverse engineer, well, what are things that people might be searching for on YouTube, right? Because again, this is just trying to get greater reach and distribution on your expert videos. And in your expert videos, you're going to be sharing how to this, how to that, what's going on with this in the Austin market or in your market. So just make sure that that's reflected in the title, the description, and then make sure you publish it public. If it's not public,
people can't find it.
It won't. If it's unlisted, it won't show up in search results. If it's private, they have to log in and then, like, they have to get a password to see it. So that's how simple it is. Now, the question is, well, what keywords should I include in the title? I don't want to go through all of these, to be honest with you. We're starting to run out of time. Take a screenshot of this. Study this little keyword example list. This is what I use for our own video. By the way, don't stuff. Let me go back to this. Don't keyword stuff. That means don't just copy a bunch of keywords and drop them into the description.
Why is that? So more is not better?
No. Use natural language description that includes your keywords in that description section. If you keyword stuff, it's going to see that, recognize that, and say, yeah, I'm not going to recommend that video.
So it's like it recognizes the attempt to abuse the system.
Absolutely. Okay. That is, it might be simple, but it's simple enough to know when you're trying to keyword stuff. So please don't do that. A couple of other tips to make sure that your video is going to get the most potential reach when you're sharing it is to make sure you go to the advanced settings and turn on allow comments. Okay, make sure you turn on allow comments. Why is that? YouTube is a social media platform. People oftentimes overlook that. Yeah, I know it's where I consume video. It's also a social media platform. And so part of its algorithm in deciding relevance is looking at, are other people seeing this? Are they liking it?
So the danger of not allowing comments is it's not going to be shown as much.
Right. People will say, well, what about if they say something bad? Fine. Go in there and talk about it. It'll actually be more to talk about. And then that video is going to have what's referred to as engagement. And so that's a good thing. And later on, I'm going to mention that you might want to take that YouTube video and embed that on your website as one of the distribution options. Make sure that you have allow embedding selected down here. Okay. And so by selecting those, we're just giving our video the greatest potential for getting found. Let's talk about publishing videos.
Yes.
So where to put them and what to do with them. Now, one of the first things before you publish the video, when you're using a tool like YouTube, is add call to action. Call to action, call to action, so that there's something to do after they're done watching your video as they go to the next step. If you don't add a call to action,
and you even need to say that call to action in the video. It's like, you know what, if you find this valuable and you want more information, click on the link in this video and it will whatever. It'll take you to my website or it will whatever.
One of the first things you want to do is, so the way you do this is in your video when you're editing it, there's this area called end screen and annotations. Annotations is going away, but the end screen feature is very critical here. There's one that is like the most important one that you could do, which is to tell people to subscribe to your channel.
Got it.
Subscribe to the channel. That what you're doing is putting in a subscribe button so that they can subscribe to your channel. Now, you do have to put 2 end screen. Is sometimes those 2 things turn on and off.
All right, I think we're good. Lost audio. Okay, see if this popped back up for everybody.
There you go.
Okay, sorry about that. I have no idea. There's a little glitch there.
All right, so I don't know where I lost you guys, but I was talking about adding call to actions to your videos by adding end screens. Right? So when you upload your video, there's you can edit the video. And where we set those other settings where I showed everyone about allowing comments and stuff like that, that was on this info and settings area. Now we're going to look at this end screen and annotations area.
Got it.
And when you add an element, you can add the very important button to subscribe to your YouTube channel, right? That's a very important call to action to add there. And what will happen is when you add that, while the video is playing, towards the end of it, it's going to say, subscribe to the channel, all right?
There's your call to action.
Sometimes all people need to do is be prompted to do so.
I love how you put it over my head.
Yeah, you can actually move that around.
I kind of figured.
You can. You can drag this around. I should probably go back to that video and fix it. Another by the way, you have to add 2 end screen annotations. You have to add 2 elements. So do the subscribe button, and then I also do a playlist.
Oh,
or
awesome.
a specific video. You can do a video from your channel or a specific playlist. And so this one here is, you can see on the screen, is a playlist.
Got it.
So what will happen is, again, it's popping up on your face, but
I love it.
What it's going to show is that's the next video to watch. So what happens is if someone's enjoying what they're seeing with your video and they see you have another video pop up, they are more likely to watch that. If they keep watching, then also to subscribe to the channel. So those are couple of tips there on publishing, is to add the call to action. Now, where do we publish it? Well, of course, publish it to your YouTube channel.
Yes.
You'll need a YouTube channel to share this, and you want to have a good looking one. So you can see a screenshot of ours there. I can't remember when I took that particular screenshot. So that's one place to publish it. And of course, when you're going to create, that's where it will reside online. Home sellers market.
Okay.
It could. Yeah. So is it a home seller's market? And this particular video, at the time I took this screenshot, had 9,733 views. Another place is, I like to take that video and I will drop it on the blog. All right. I'll drop it on our blog.
So you have a blog page on our website. So this is what is also called a vlog, a video log,
right,
that you can actually combine with a blog.
Right.
Got it.
Then we've got a little trick, which I refer to as pouring gas on your videos.
love this. I saw this term. I'm like, pouring gas on the video. That
Yes.
sounds like a really bad idea, but.
So let me show you this video here. Oh, look at this. So this was that video from before that had 9,000 views. So 9,356 views. That means that people watched with these views. In this case, because of the way this is tracking views, that they watched at least 30 seconds of the video.
Wow.
Yeah. So the way I'm doing this to put gas on it is I actually run a YouTube ad.
Got it. So which makes it makes total sense here.
And on average, for a 30-second video view, I'm only paying 1 penny. 1 penny for a 30-second video view. Another reason why I will run a video ad is that you can add additional call to action. So when you run a campaign,
and this is where we can actually take and have a call to action to go to the blog site,
to our website.
Like that.
So once you run a campaign, a new tab will show up on your video when you go back to edit it. It's called this call to action overlay. And what it'll do is it'll allow you to have a call to action that pops up on your video. So let me show you an example. When our video starts playing, you'll see this little search homes for sale. And when they click on that, it'll take them to our website where they can search homes for sale.
Love it.
And so I'm pretty much, I mean, here's the thing. We spend enough time and effort to put the videos together that it's worth me spending $20 or $30 to get several thousand views on those videos.
Absolutely, because
right?
the more brand impression you get out there, the more business you're going to get.
Well, and here's the other thing, is that using tools like YouTube ads, not only can I say, hey, like here's a really cool feature about YouTube ads, is because it's connected to Google, it knows who's searching for real estate. And so they have an audience that you can pick. It's like the way Facebook used to work, where there's a in-market, what's referred to as an in-market audience, where you can choose people who've been searching for residential properties for sale, and it will show videos to people on YouTube who've been searching for residential properties for sale in a specific geographic area. And you can even add things like, well, I want people who are in a certain income demographic, right? So Google has all these really powerful tools for it to show up just to the right people. And like I said, I set a max bid budget of about 2 cents on my videos, and it usually has been averaging out to about spending 1 cent per view. Another great feature about YouTube ads is that you can upload, get this, you can upload your database, and then Google Ads will reconcile who's searching online and
it'll put the ad
in front of them all when they go to YouTube and watch it. So very, 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 very powerful. And so here's what I want to do. I mentioned earlier that I was going to talk about one of our online programs. What I'd like to do is make a special offer available to everybody so that you don't have to pay for this at retail value. I've got a really special offer for our YouTube Marketing for Real Estate program. It's brand new. So I think that if you're interested in learning how to put YouTube to work for you, let me just take 2 minutes to talk about this and then give you the special offer. Our YouTube Marketing for Real Estate program is going to show you how to create and configure your YouTube channel. It's going to show you how to develop public speaking skills for online video. There are step-by-step video publishing tutorials so that you know how to get those YouTube's up and running, search engine optimized, the whole bit. There's tips for editing videos using simple tools. And there's even a section on this on how to format your channel like a pro. Now, you can get access to our YouTube marketing for real estate and start YouTubing like a boss by just joining our club for only $67 today. Our club is going to give you access to our online training library with hundreds of topics and solutions. It's also going to give you a marketing campaign that you can send out every single month and include with your YouTube marketing strategy. You're going to get a website with a blog, and that will have blog posts posted every month for you automatically, so that if you don't have a website to have that call to action on YouTube, now you have a website to be able to do that. Don't worry if you already have a website. This is just meant to complement your existing online presence. And then you're even going to get access to Gary, myself, and our entire team on live training sessions. This is all when you join our club to get that YouTube marketing for real estate for only $67. If you don't like the club, you can easily cancel online, hassle-free, with no questions asked. There's no contract and there's no commitment. I also have a few bonus gifts that I want to give to everybody when they sign up for the club today. Before I do that, I just wanted to share a quick testimonial from Will. Will said, "Great session, can't thank you enough. Our business has already more than doubled since joining the Paperless Agent." Thank you, Will. Now, the first bonus gift that I'm going to give away when you join our club today, not only will you get that YouTube marketing for real estate, you're going to get our expert video scripts pack.
So you don't have to go and create your own scripts.
Here's what I did. I went through like half a dozen videos, and I transcribed them and I synthesized them. So now you have your notes from which you can start doing your own expert videos with. You'll just take it, read it, synthesize it, use that same process that I shared with everybody, which is to read your notes, synthesize it into bullet points, and then give it that third time. So there are a number of different topics that I transcribe this on, but it's going to allow you to jumpstart your ability to start speaking like an expert on those expert positioning videos. I have another bonus gift that I'm also going to give away, but before I did, I wanted to share a story from Teresa. Teresa said, "I want to say a huge thank you to the Paperless Agent team. Thank you, Gary, Jordan, and Chris, and the whole team behind the scenes. We actually tripled our income in 2017.
Triple. Oh my gosh. I love that testimonial. Imagine tripling your income.
We decided to join PA. They sold over $9 million, all because they followed our plan. They were doing open houses and igniting their client contacts. And so thank you, Teresa. Now, the last bonus gift that I want to make available when everybody joins the club today is our YouTube ad playbook. This is going to show you step-by-step how to use Google Ads to produce an advertisement that will display for your video on YouTube. All right, it's step-by-step. It's a video tutorial with a checklist and all screenshots that you need so that you can get up and running on YouTube ads. And it's not difficult once you know the nuances of how to do it.
It's just you got to follow the baby steps.
Right, so join the club today. You're going to get our YouTube marketing for real estate program. You're going to get our expert video scripts pack, and you're going to get our YouTube ads playbook, all for only $67 a month.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to publish that offer over in the chat section. By now, it should have popped up, and here's what you need to do. Go click on that blue button that says Join Club Now. As soon as you sign up, it's going to take you to this secure site. You sign up, you're going to get all of these bonuses for free, and then what's going to happen is immediately you're going to receive an email from our system. If you go check your email and it's not there, don't fret. It's probably hidden in your spam folder. Additionally, if you're using Gmail, it very well may be showing up in your promotions tab. So don't worry, it's there. Then what you can do is you can log into our system today and you can start YouTubing like a boss immediately. So you're getting, like I said, you're going to get the YouTube marketing for real estate. Chris has been working his tail off to create this training for you. A bonus for today only is the expert video scripts pack. So you don't have to go and spend hours trying to figure out, number one, what you're going to talk about, but also number two, writing the scripts for that. No, we're going to give them to you. Additionally, if you sign up right now, you're getting Chris's YouTube ads playbook, which will help you really start pouring gasoline on your YouTube videos. So go do that right now, and we're going to get to Q&A. So please keep your questions coming. We're going to spend as much time as we can here going through Q&A. Okay. Are you ready for questions?
You know, I am ready for questions. I'm very curious to see what types of questions we have, because I'll be honest with you, I did not know what to expect once we shared this information. Here's the thing. You and I have been doing online video presentations and shooting video, like literally for 5 years now together. And so now we've got these thousands and thousands of hours of experience in doing this. But I've always been hesitant because the assumption that I felt like most people had was, this is too hard. I can't do this. Oh, you must have to be an expert to be able to do this. And I know from where I started, you don't have to be an expert.
Absolutely not.
I know that. I remember the first time Gary invited me to do any kind of online video. I was sitting at my desk working on a marketing campaign, and Gary said, "Hey, you want to help on this webcast with me?" And I was like, "What?" And yeah, I hopped on it, and it was fine. And from that point on, I started.
And you had fun. And you had fun. That's the key. Okay, so first question is talking about just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
Shari says, if you're just getting started, should you record a few videos at one time so you can add a few videos to your YouTube page, or just add videos weekly, etc.? So this is a good question. It's like, do you just go ahead and lump a few hours together and just knock them out?
So what I did, and we actually went through a rebranding process, so I had to create a new YouTube channel for us. And so here's what I did, is I wanted to make sure that I had at least a handful of videos that we could put on our page. So I would suggest that, put together, get a few videos, use that speaking template to answer 3 or 4 questions, so you've got something to work with. Then you can go through the process of creating your channel, follow along with the program. It's going to step-by-step show you how to create your channel, how to configure it, how to brand it. And then you're going to see that, well, when I upload videos, hey, my page doesn't look like your page. Your page looks really cool. It's all formatted. I even had that module on how to format your channel. But I would recommend starting with 3 or 4 videos, because that's going to also give you the necessary practice. And then once you've done that, try to keep it on a regular schedule. It doesn't have to be weekly. It might be you find you can only do it once a month. Whatever the case may be, try to build it into what you're doing, right? If you're going to go, let's say you have a listing, well, go in there and do a walking tour. Let's say you recently had a conversation with a client. They ask you a question. Ask your client if they don't mind going on video with you to ask the question and have a conversation about it, right? I think the thing that people unfortunately still think is that it has to look a certain way before I share it with clients. Now, here's why that's no longer the case, is that these devices, between things like Facebook Live and Snapchat and Instagram, and even now there is YouTube Live, like, the expectation is significantly lower because people are used to just watching videos on their phone.
Yep.
Right? So you don't have to make it look.
But the audio is really important.
Right. Well, even then, like, if you're doing a speaking tour, it's important. Like a walking tour, then yeah, you got to make sure you have that microphone plugged in. So follow the tips. But if you just do those basic things, it is relatively easy for you to get up and running.
Okay. Next question we have is, Michael says, is there a promo code? There is no promo code on the order form. So when you go there, if you use the link that we're offering you in the chat section, you need to use no promo code. So you're all set there. And then Trish says, can you maybe explain more, what does the monthly subscription include?
Okay, yeah, sure. I kind of went over that very quickly.
Yep.
So when you join our club, you're going to get access to our training library. So you'll be able to log in. So in addition to learning about YouTube, you'll be able to learn about literally hundreds of topics, everything from how to do Facebook videos to how to do social media marketing to listing appointment strategies, listing appointment checklists. I mean, we do so many. It's basically your real estate university there, right? And so that's included. In addition to that, you get a full digital marketing campaign delivered to your inbox every single month. It's got prospecting letters, emails. In fact, what I'll do, I'll just show you an example of a recent campaign that we did. This was from March. You get a blog post, you get a PDF report that you can use as a newsletter, you get cover email that you can use for prospecting and attaching that newsletter to. You're going to get social media posts for you to share on your social media. You're going to be able to get Facebook posts, Instagram posts, Pinterest posts. You even get a phone script and voicemail script for you to be able to implement this full monthly marketing campaign. And heck, here's the thing I suggest, is that you get this campaign and record an expert video on the campaign and then post out to your blog site. And so
bam!
now you're really putting to use. So now you don't have to worry about
Now you're cooking with gas?
Well, now every month you've got a new video to pop up and share on your website that's going to be hosted on YouTube, included on your website. And so that's what's included with the monthly campaign. In addition to that, you get a website. You get a marketing website. In fact, I'll just pull up Gary's here so you can see what that marketing website's going to look like. Oh, it's Gary. So you'll get a marketing website. You'll want to put your own information on there so that you don't have my information or Gary's information on there. It looks great, super simple. We post a blog post there every single month. Like I said, you can use this as your theme for your video. You can add the video right into this guy, or you can create a separate one and share that.
And Josh is asking, is this hosted? Yes.
Oh yeah, we
host
it for you. By the way, it's not meant to replace your existing website, and we have a full website as well. So our full website with all of our ADX stuff is located over here, but that doesn't mean we don't have these other websites out there, because it is good for your identity to have professional looking sites. And when someone goes to Google and searches for you, there's more potential search results to show up.
Yep.
In addition to that marketing website, when you join our club, you get access to Gary, myself, and our whole team on live training sessions. So twice a month, we do a webcast similar to this, except for we change it up. We allow you to answer questions. We'll actually go through, there's a private Facebook group that you also get access to. We'll go through, see what some of the questions are. We'll connect with our customer support team, see what kind of questions you guys are asking, and then even invite you to ask a question live. And so we cover these in live training sessions. And if you can't watch them live, don't worry. They're on the first and third Wednesday of every month at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Most folks end up watching it after the fact. We record it, put it in that training library for everybody to watch. And so that's everything that's included when they join the club, in addition to the gifts, the bonus programs that are available today, the YouTube Marketing for Real Estate, the Expert Video Scripts Pack, and the YouTube Ads Playbook. Those bonus gifts expire today, so please sign up now before the day gets away for you. Those are things that are worth, signing up for the program alone.
Absolutely.
Just because it'll save you so much time.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I've learned so much just during this webcast that I can't wait to go through your program myself. So if you're ready to get started with our coaching program, like Chris said, go over to that button. I just put it in the hyperlink as well, or in the chat section. So click on that link, go sign up before the day gets away from you, and jump in, because here's the thing. We don't just teach about video.
No.
We teach about absolutely everything that is working in our own real estate business. All marketing, lead generation, lead conversion, scripts and dialogues, listing presentations, buyer tours, all of these things. Follow up.
There's so much stuff in there. Yeah. We could literally talk about all the different tools and resources. There's home buyer guides in there. There's checklists for listing appointments. I mean, I saw that Mary England's on the session today with us. Hi, Mary.
Hey, Mary. She's very active.
She's Mary's a tremendous resource. She's one of our clients, but she's a tremendous resource in the private Facebook group, sharing everything that she knows. But do me a favor, Mary, tell everybody what your favorite feature of the club is. And with that, let's keep going to the questions.
Linda says on the website, who gets the leads? You do. So those leads, we don't collect those leads.
Oh, on that marketing website? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's your stuff.
They get emailed to you directly, Linda. So, yeah, as you get those leads, they're coming right to you.
Yeah, you set that up, that's yours.
Yep. A lot of people are wondering about the brand of the lighting kit. Would you show that one more time while I find the next question?
So let's see here.
And then William has a great question. We get this question a lot. What is the best length for the video?
Well, here's the funny thing: is people will usually people will say, well, a 2-minute video is good, or a 3-minute video.
But why?
I think people are usually thinking from the same perspective. Now, I don't agree. By the way, I don't agree with that, and I'm going to explain to you why. So I'm a marketing person, Gary, and when I talk to non-marketing people about things about how long, let's say, an advertising copy should be, or how long should my email be, or how much copy should be on a web page, or how long should a video be? Here's what people will say is that, oh, well, the shorter the better, because most people will only read a little bit. What you're ignoring is the person who does watch the whole video. You're ignoring the person who does read the whole email or reads your entire webpage. Who's that person who does that? It's the qualified individual.
Yes.
It's the people who are unqualified who stop reading, stop watching. It's the one who continues to watch. And let's say I have a 10-minute video. the group of people who watch the 10-minute video, yes, they are highly engaged with it. So to say, it's very easy to stop watching a video if I've had enough, but I can't create more video if I haven't had enough, because you only did a 2-minute video and I was ready to watch 5 minutes. Now, if you find that answering a question only requires 2 minutes on your expert video, then use the 2 minutes. But I would not say use length as the measure of how long a video should be. Rather, and this is what Google's looking for, is how thorough and how qualitative is the information that you're sharing. Because if you share a lengthy video, but it's very useful, very informative, people will watch the whole thing.
Yes, they will.
I'll give you an example. I bought my daughters these sewing machines.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, I don't know how to use that stuff. You need to teach the girls how to do it. And I was like, well, I mean, I did do sewing when I was in elementary school once. So I was like, I'm going to have to figure.
I'm a pro.
So I was like, all right, how do I do this? Well, I went to YouTube. All right, I went to YouTube and I put in sewer. What is it called? What's the sewer? What's that machine called? The wing. What's the most popular sewing machine? It starts with an S. Singer sewing machine. So I went to the website, how to thread a Singer sewing machine. And there was like a 20-minute video. Guess what? I watched the whole dang thing because I was trying to thread my Singer sewing machine. So the point I'm trying to make is that use the quality of the information that you're sharing as the benchmark on how long that should be, not, it needs to fit within this arbitrary formula. Let me show you a statistic to prove that. This video is 5 minutes. This video that you see on your screen here on Is It a Still Seller's Market is 5 minutes and 54 seconds. It had a 72% viewer rate. That means that, like, on average, the average person watched almost 3/4 of that video.
That's incredible.
Right?
So,
which means that there were people watching the whole thing. Almost 25% were watching the whole thing.
And that's a 6-minute video.
And that's a 6-minute video.
So if you provide them what they want, they will watch the video. Okay, next. Oh, you know what? Mary England says, OMG, my favorite feature is that our paperless agent community, we're a family helping each other out. All the modules are super great. I can't pick one favorite feature. Thank you, Mary, for saying that. Mary, by the way, is also very active in our private Facebook group, which is designed to be a community of our coaching club members who are sharing best practices, who are asking questions and sending referrals back and forth to each other. So that's another feature that's really awesome. Somebody said, hey, on that walking tour that Gary did, there's not a whole lot of viewers. What's the ROI there? So I just put that
here.
Up a day ago.
Actually, I haven't run a campaign on that. A lot of times, so what's the ROI on having our clients see us in video a couple times a month? That's really high. It's worth a penny. It's worth the penny that I spend to have people in our database, people in our sphere of influence on a regular basis see a diet of that. Now, I will share with you, for me, I'm averaging about 1 cent per 30-second video view.
That's incredible. Right? I mean, you're not getting any sort of branding for that cost anywhere else.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, and YouTube or Google Ads will only charge you when someone watches the full 30 seconds. So when you're watching YouTube and you'll see an advertisement pop up, and after 4 seconds it says you can skip the ad. If somebody skips the ad before 30 seconds hits, you don't get charged. You don't get charged. Now, here's what I will say. This amazing stuff on YouTube, it ain't going to last forever. I mean, there's a few, this is like the Wild West right now. There's a tremendous opportunity. Jump in while you can, get good at this, get your channel to dominate. But you'll see that of the videos on our channel, you're going to see the ones that have thousands and thousands of views on there. And it's because I decided to spend 20 or 30 or 40, in some cases $50 to market the video.
Yep.
Here's one. And actually, like a lot of these, that walking tour on Toyath, that's one. There was only 49 views, but I just posted it yesterday. There's this one on,
and that's all organic views.
Yeah, and this one here I just posted a week ago for Angel Wild has 2,657.
Well, it's a $6 million listing, of course.
But look at this one. This is how to. I'm trying to look for that one now that I had
10,000 views. We have on one.
Oh, this one.
That first one.
Oh, that first one? Oh, yeah. How to market your home this one has 10,107.
That's incredible. So,
and that's just using YouTube ads. It's not, like I said, it's not brand searching. It's not expensive to do that. So anyway, that's
Yeah, by the way, if you haven't gone and checked out our YouTube channel, subscribe while you're there, because what you'll do is you'll get updates to see what we're doing. Okay, let's head on back. Felicia and a couple of people were saying, hey, what about editing? Would you guys teach us editing?
So in editing, in the YouTube Marketing for Real Estate,
Yep.
there's a module on how to use probably one of the most common tools, which is editing with iMovie. Now, you will find that there is also editing tools built into YouTube, right? And so I will likely do a coaching session, you know, those live training sessions that we do in the future on the embedded tools in YouTube. So when you edit a video, you can like cut a video, you can add music, royalty-free music, you can do all that stuff in video, and you can adjust the lighting and the contrast. So if you're doing like expert videos, for example, you really won't have to do that much editing. When you get into doing walking tours, again, if you practice a little bit and rehearse, you're not going to have to do as much editing.
You know what's funny? That Toyeth Street, I shot that video 3 times. That's,
third time's the charm. Now, the only time where video
now, it was
editing
105 while I was out there, so you'll see these beads of sweat just going.
It was a hot day. It's been hot here.
It sure is.
The only types of videos that require more editing is the full property tour. On our channel, you'll see that one for Angel Wild, which is the listing for $6 million that we have. And that one is definitely, we did that professional, we had professional editing. But, you know, I think there's the price point of a home where it makes sense to hire a professional, and then for your bread and butter, probably not, unless your bread and butter is out of the price point. I don't know where it makes sense for you. What are we paying these days for professional video editing now these days? Well,
oh gosh,
$500?
Yeah, $500 to have them come out and shoot the video, edit it, and get it ready to
go.
So
you know, when a listing is going to be in that several $100,000 range, that's an easy expense to justify for us. Yep. But for doing our normal videos, if we're doing our expert videos, if we're doing walking tours, there's no reason to spend that kind of money even doing that when you just have the tools available to you. And here's the thing, you'll find that it gets easier and easier every time you do it. It continues to get easier because you build the comfort level. It's like when have you ever taken a public speaking course?
No.
No. I took one in college, like way back. And one of the things that they have you do is, I forget what I was talking about.
Okay, fantastic. So here's the thing, is that if you want all of this, if you want to learn how to edit, how to post, how to run ads, go sign up right now, because, gosh, we've got about 10 minutes left of Q&A, so go sign up right now.
Oh, someone was at Pretty was asking about how about thumbnails for the video.
Yeah, well, actually, there were a couple of questions about thumbnails. Yeah, what do you think about having thumbnails for the video?
Oh, you should definitely do thumbnails on the video. In fact, if you go to that Angel Wild, that where'd my channel go? So I oftentimes use thumbnails. In order to do thumbnails, though, if you want to do custom thumbnails, you need to verify your channel, right? If you want to do it through YouTube. Right.
And if you want to learn how to verify your channel, take his class.
It's yeah, I mean, we show you in that class. I don't have enough time to explain it all now, but suffice to say, if you're not signing up for the class, make sure you verify your channel, because if you don't verify your channel, a lot of the cool features that are available from YouTube don't become available, like the ability to add links to certain parts of your video, or something as simple as being able to add custom thumbnails. All of that requires that you verify your channel, and it's easy to do that. So, but in terms of custom thumbnails, the reason why I do it is that first frame is oftentimes, I mean, that's the most important thing that somebody could see.
Like this one, this third one down here, where I'm looking like, what?
Yeah, no, look at this one too. See this one where like,
it's very effective.
Now, I don't have it for all of them. I don't have, but this one I actually for this Angel Wild listing, I actually uploaded, because if you click on this, and I don't know if it'll play, yeah, you'll see that that is not the first frame.
Right.
So the first frame that I put on there was a photo.
But you see that ad, the ad was down there too.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
or the call to action, rather.
I should probably go back and maybe fix some of those, but I'll do that when we're not on a live webcast.
Probably not. TSR Holmes says, should you do personal bio videos for a team? Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would.
Yeah, to learn about who you are. In fact, one of ours down here, you see about Gary and Chris. What we did is we asked each other 3 questions that you wouldn't know about us. And so that's just getting to know each other.
In the expert speaking scripts, one of the templates that I have in there is essentially what's a bio template. And what you can do to make it fun and engaging is, instead of telling, the story of your life, is just answer these 3 questions.
Yeah.
And read through those scripts. So when you join the program and you download the expert scripts pack, and all of that's in that YouTube. When you log in, you're going to be looking for those bonus items. Those are in the YouTube Marketing for Real Estate program. So go in there and scroll down, and you'll see those bonuses in that program. But anyway, so you go to that expert scripts pack and check out how we answered those questions and the languaging that we use. And I think that'll be helpful for you as you start to say, all right, let's say you have an office full of folks and you want to do this, and you want to do this economically, and you want to do this without, a gazillion hours of editing being spent on it, is follow a simple format like the one we provided you with.
Super easy. Larry Walsh says, what about teleprompter? Larry, I've gone back and forth on this over the years, because we used to use a teleprompter. We had a professional teleprompter. We used to have an iPad teleprompter that was really easy. And the thing that I didn't like, Chris, is that they can tell that you're reading.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem natural.
It really, for the typical person trying to speak either on video or to a group of people, when you read something, it sounds like you're reading it. You know what I mean? And teleprompter just tries to mask the fact that you're reading it. But when you're reading, you're actually paying attention to reading the words, and not the most important thing in the video. The most important thing in the video and when you're public speaking is the audience. And so when you're paying attention to reading, you really can't think about the audience all that well. All you can do is think about the words that are showing up on a teleprompter. What I would much prefer you do, and by the way, here's what I find. Like Gary and I, we used to use teleprompters for certain types of projects. And what I found is we had to shoot the video 3 times anyway, because the first time we were reading through it, the second time we were synthesizing, that third time we were delivering it naturally without the teleprompter. And so I find that why go through that when you can just read the script, synthesize the script,
and save a ton of money on teleprompter or teleprompter software. So I like the natural, because people can tell when you are just thinking of what you're talking about. It's like, well, let me just share that with you. It's how odd would it be if you asked me, Gary, how's the real estate market? And we're face to face, and I pick up my piece of paper and I said, well, Chris, right now in Austin, that's what I feel like, and that's not what I like. Okay.
By the way, I know a lot of you guys are probably jumping onto YouTube and starting your own channels. Please follow the instructions that I have in the module on setting up and configuring your YouTube channel. Otherwise, you're not going to get the full value of setting up your YouTube channel.
There was one of our coaching clients who commented on our Facebook page that he had a YouTube channel set up, and he's been adding to it. And then he went through your modules, and he was like, holy cow. Did I have things set up wrong?
Well, it's funny because I oftentimes say that the good and effective marketing lies within the details. And, unless you know these things, you just don't know which details to pay attention to. Like, for example, earlier on, I shared with everybody that if you want greater potential video SEO on your videos, is to enable and allow comments. Well, most people would disable comments because they're afraid of getting negative comments on the page, not realizing that that's part of the algorithm to decide whether or not video is going to show up. So, definitely that's just one example out of many little settings like that when you're configuring your channel that you'll want to pay attention to. I had to, I spent a significant amount of time going through and really learning and understanding how to optimize our own YouTube channel. I've invested in hiring YouTube ad consultants and YouTube consultants to advise us on our own video stuff so I could make sure that we were doing it correctly. So I highly encourage you to go through those. And even if you've already set up your channel 2 or 3 years ago, is go through those configuration settings to make sure it's done properly so that your channels and your videos are more likely to show up as people are searching for you, or even as natural recommendations to stuff, in addition to doing those YouTube ads that I'm running as well.
Yeah. All right, Diana says, are you ever concerned about the privacy of the seller and that possibly this could let people with not the best intentions case the house? Well, here's the question I have for you is, are you using professional photography to market the home?
Do you have it on the MLS?
This is no different. Like, if people want to case a house, they're going to case a house.
If it's on the market and it's in the MLS and someone has that negative intention, they could, I mean, heck, they could go, even if it's not on the market, they can go onto some of those home search sites and case the house.
Yeah, absolutely. Carrie says, can you do a walking tour on another agent's listing? Absolutely, with permission. Yeah, because if you do a walking tour on somebody else's listing and then you start marketing it, you don't have permission to do that.
Nope.
So what I would do is shoot an email over to that listing agent, say, hey, really love this house. Would you mind if I shoot a video and promote it for you? And more than likely, they're going to be fine with that. I mean, shoot, I'd be fine with anybody doing that with any of our listings because it just gets more exposure to that listing. Yep. Scott says, oh, this is a good one. What are your thoughts on YouTube versus Vimeo?
My thought is this.
He's going to show you a stat. Boom.
I mean, like, it's just, there's so many more people watching so many more videos that on YouTube than any other platform that if people are more than Netflix and Facebook combined, I mean, that's just the sheer size of the potential audience on YouTube. So one of the principles that I have, if I'm going to learn how to use something in marketing or use a tool, I always like to make sure that the critical mass has been attained in terms of the audience size, right? So I was not like the first person to use Facebook. I was not the first person to use Instagram. I wasn't the first person to use a lot of these. I wanted to make sure that if I was going to spend the energy to learn how to do something and get a result from it, that the audience was going to already be there. I didn't want to have to take a gamble. I wasn't one of those people who gambled on doing Vine videos and they're no longer a thing. A lot of people still use Twitter to a great deal, even though it has not like grown significantly over the last long number of years. But with YouTube, it is, I mean, it's the monster of video. And here's the thing, in real estate and actually everywhere, it's a really overlooked opportunity. People, and I'll tell you, one of the biggest overlooked opportunities is that the 1 penny per 30-second view. People are just not realizing how effective it can be to market on YouTube and even doing some YouTube advertising. It's easy, it's very inexpensive, and there's like 1 billion or so people on there watching videos every single day. Why not be there? Why not be one of the first people on there? Why not be one of the first people in real estate on there? I know I am. I know we are. So, and it's working already, and I'm excited because I go in there, we make a video, and then we have more video. Like we have more video than we probably need, because we get all excited about it and like, well, let's go do this and let's go do this and let's go do this. Oh, we shot 2 more yesterday for us to be able to put on our channel and start running campaigns for. But it gets a tremendous amount of viewership. It builds for us, in addition to making sure people in our database and people in our sphere of influence and the people who are in the geo markets that we're trying to associate, and make sure that everybody who's interested in buying real estate sees those listings and even sees us.
All right, next question. Patrick said, I joined a little late. Can you walk me through what I get when I join today? Yeah, Chris, you just want to walk them through this page?
So join our club. You get our YouTube Marketing for Real Estate program. You get our Experts Video Scripts pack, and you get my YouTube Ads Playbook. You're going to get these bonuses when you join our club. Remember, our club's going to give you access to our training library with hundreds of topics and solutions. You get a marketing campaign delivered to your inbox every single month for you to be able to use to generate more leads and clients. You even get a marketing website to be able to implement some of the campaigns if you don't have one, as well as get a professional presence online. And then you're going to get access to Gary, myself, and our entire team on live training sessions when you join the club. Now, remember, if you join it and it's not for you, you can easily cancel online, hassle-free, with no questions asked. There's no contract. There's no commitment. It's only $67 a month.
Awesome. So, Patrick, if you know what, I'm going to post this up here in the chat section. You can join a couple of different ways. Number one, you can click on the link that I just posted in the chat section. Number two, you can go click on that. Oops, my timer ran out. Let me re-add that. Apologies there. You can go join by clicking on the blue button over in the chat section that says Join Club Now. And what's going to happen is, as you join, you're going to join thousands of other members in our program who are working to better themselves and to improve their own sustainable business by learning about all of the best practices that Chris and I and our entire team are teaching you right now. You're also going to get 2 coaching sessions every single month. So they're group coaching sessions. And if you can't make it, don't worry. Everything's recorded and it's uploaded into your channel so that you can go into your portal and learn about everything. You also get downloadables. You get, I don't know if you talked about this, but in the monthly marketing campaigns, we even give you the exact words to send in your email. We give you the exact script to use when you pick up your phone and you call all of your clients once a quarter. So you're getting all of this when you join for $67 a month. So
the pattern that I would recommend, if you're going to do video marketing and you're interested in doing it seriously, is to really incorporate your video marketing into your omnipresent marketing program. Now, the monthly campaigns we provide you with, the whole point behind that is to implement omnipresent marketing. Omnipresent marketing is when you show up in your clients, your past clients, your sphere of influence, your prospects in the hyper-local markets that you're serving, when you show up on the peripheral of their life all the time, right? And so you're going to show up online, you're going to show up by having signs in the yard, in the communities as they're driving through. They're going to show up on social media, so you'll be on Facebook, Instagram. Now you're adding YouTube as another place to show up. And so what I would suggest when you're implementing the monthly marketing campaigns is shoot a video, right? Using that, put that on your blog, include that as an item of value that you're going to send out to the folks. And so now you're also getting that traction to your videos as well. You might not be ready for doing the video ads yet, and I understand you probably want to gain the skill set first of getting up and running on YouTube. And I encourage you, though, to further explore how you can get the most out of YouTube, because you can get a lot out of it just by getting your channel up and running, getting some videos out there, and then starting to run a few basic YouTube ad campaigns. And like I said, you can market to people who are in the market and actively searching properties to purchase. That's a great way for doing, to do walking tours and just share that with people who are likely to move very soon. That alone is very powerful, let alone being able to upload your database and create a marketing list.
I love that. Yeah, I absolutely love that. Let's see. Alex says, what are the key differences between Facebook and YouTube marketing?
The fundamentals are the same. I would suggest, however, a lot of people will say, hey, should I share my YouTube video link on Facebook? And I would not suggest that you do that. In fact, I would suggest that you upload the video independently to Facebook. It's going to have greater reach and distribution there. And the reason is because they no longer play nicely together. YouTube and Facebook, they compete for videos, video viewership, and really video hosting. And you're going to see that play out. So I treat them separately and independently. I still use both of them because they're both, they are where all people view online video. And so differences, it's just the mechanics. The fundamentals are the same in terms of how do I produce the video? How do I produce an expert video that's good with all the lighting and so on and so forth? It's just what do I upload and how I upload. That's the only different part. We actually had a specific, we did a live training session that's in the training library specifically on Facebook videos. There was a Facebook video workshop that we did for using Facebook's video tools.
Awesome.
And one of my favorite Facebook video tools that we cover in there is the ability to create a video without having to create a video, because they have some pretty cool SlideShare video features in there.
Yeah, you don't have to have a third-party app any longer to take still photography and create a video out of it. Okay, next one. Glenn says, does video improve Google rankings for your listing or landing pages?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's part of the landing page formula that I use is to include a video that's hosted on YouTube that has the address in the title of the YouTube video as well as in the description, and then I embed that on our landing pages, and it's part of our, it's part of that whole property landing page, property marketing process that I like to use.
Got it. Fran says, is it possible to have only your videos playing on your YouTube channel without queuing up someone else's videos, or can you choose which videos or subject matter will play on your YouTube channel?
So yes, there is still always going to be recommendations off the one side, and you cannot change that. Here's how you control, though, to the greatest degree what people see is using the playlist features. And the playlist features are very powerful. It's part of how you can format your channel to look really cool, like ours looks, so that it's not like the stream of videos being uploaded. The playlist feature also allows for people to be able to watch more videos that you control. Now, the thing is, it's an advertising platform. So yes, there's going to be videos that show up on the other hand side, but I think that's a small price to pay considering all of the potential viewership that you have out there. Another thing is, This is getting super detailed, but make sure, like on your channel, don't disable interest-based ads running on your ads. People think, well, I don't want ads running on my stuff. No, you do, because that's part of the algorithm. So that's another
that's
tidbit.
interesting.
Yeah.
Now you cover all of that in the program.
All those details are in the program. Yeah.
All right. So with that, we're going to need to wrap up Q&A simply because we've been here for 93 minutes. And so if you have not signed up yet and you're kind of on the fence, go sign up before we shut this down, because you'll want to get access to the YouTube Marketing for Real Estate, the Expert Video Scripts Pack, your YouTube Ads Playbook. You're going to get those for free when you sign up with our club, and that is only $67 a month. And Chris has already been through everything that you get multiple times. So just do it. What are you waiting for? Go sign up, and we will see you on our next coaching session, which is next week.
No, September 5th.
September 5th. Okay. I get lost sometimes. I'm back. See you guys. Take care, and we'll see you guys online. Any parting words?
No. You know what? Join the program. Start producing some videos. Share them in that private Facebook group. Use the power of our community to critique and get better. As Mary was sharing, we work together, we collaborate. So share what you're doing out there. I think it's very powerful to be able to get your peers to review the videos and types of things that you're doing and get really good feedback as you bring it into the marketplace. So we'll see you in that private Facebook group. We'll see you online.
Bye.